that I never took the time to tell. Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand that you and I is lost forever. Under all this emptiness, each time I try to get inside, you run a mile, no time for talking. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. They say that time is a healer. I don't believe what they say. I'm broken anyway. Ever since we parted, all this pain has started. It's never ending. Under all this emptiness, each time I try to get inside, you run a mile, no time for talking. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. Don't tell me you love me when you're sorry. It's not enough. Who knows? Only this time I'm broken free. Ooh, Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, 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 it's time to go our separate
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed that original of mine called Amelia. Thank you guys for requesting that. And that was not an acoustic version of that song. That was the album version of that song, put to the acoustic version that I did the video, and yeah, it took a very long time to get it all to sync up, but it was all right in the end. So hello to all of you guys in the live chat room tonight. I can see you in there already, so I'll give you guys a quick shout out. We have Tammy, Mo, Sue, Daisy, Dwayne, Rose, Jennifer's going through there with a donation. We'll get to all of that kind of stuff later on. Melody Rocks, Lisa, Teresa, Angela, Daisy, Journey Girl is moving too quickly. I saw Bob go through there as well. So hello, thank you for joining me tonight. Now, with the setting up of tonight's live stream, it all went a little bit pear-shaped because normally I log into my email so that I can see PayPal donations if they come through and I can read them out. I also go onto Facebook in order to access any pictures if I'm being linked to those. And tonight I went to log in to my email address and it said about the, two-factor authentication, whatever you call it, and they send a code to my Authenticator app. Now, they sent the code to the app, or at least they said they had, and I was waiting by my phone and nothing happened. So I thought, I wonder if they're still sending the authentication codes to my old phone that got smashed up and run over. And it meant that I had to now go and get my old phone to check. But of course, it's now out of battery. So then I had to try and this is all probably about 6 or 7 minutes to 11. So, because normally I just log in and it's fine. So anyway, found my phone, it wasn't charged, and then had to plug it in to get it charged, and then it has to start up, and the whole user interface needs to update. So it's saying, do you want to update now? And I'm saying, no, I don't want to update now. I just want to get into the authentication app. And it says phone starting, and then of course it's notifying me for every email that I've received in the last, what was that, about a month ago is when I had to change phones. So I was trying to get into it. Anyway, I did finally find the code and then managed to get into there about kind of 2 minutes before we went live, which is good. So then I went onto Facebook, and now on Facebook I've got this screen that says make a choice about your ads. As part of laws in your region, you can choose if you see ads on Meta products and how we use your information for ads. And this says get started. So then I click on get started, and then it tells you about what's changed and what you're agreeing to and the apps and advertisements that you're going to be seeing. So then I press I agree, and it goes back to this screen again. Went through it again, clicked I agree, went back to this screen again, went through the process, I agree, back to this screen again. So I'm in a loop of death on Facebook, so it means that I can't access anything on there. I mean, I don't use it much. I mean, only for grabbing pictures from you guys that you might upload to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group. So no picture corner for tonight, just because I literally can't get into Facebook, which is really annoying. So yeah, that particular gremlin has defeated me for tonight, because it just keeps on going round and round and round. So yeah, we'll just have to work our way through it. Now, let me just get the names of my patrons up on screen, because we need to get all of the stuff up on screen that we normally have. And the people at the bottom of the screen make this possible, the live stream and everything that I do on the channel. And as a knock-on effect from that, everything that I do on Authentic Vocal and that channel. And I uploaded another video yesterday, which was Sting and a recent performance of his. So yeah, you can go and check out that channel if you want to. We just passed 5,000 subscribers, which is great. And yeah, I'll periodically upload authentic vocal performances to that particular channel. But yeah, huge thank you to these people at the bottom of the screen. Let me get the likes goal up on screen as well, because we are aiming for 330 likes. So if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated, because we are aiming for we're aiming for 330, but 301 is the fill jam that we're aiming for as well. So managed to get past 300, and we're just going to keep on pushing forward with the fill jams. As long as we hit those thumbs up, then hopefully we will make it. Now let me just grab the capture thing so that we can actually see, and I've had to navigate to the settings menu again, which is really annoying, but we can see that we are at 174 likes so far. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. We'll see if we can get a bit of a spike of the likes going on. But yeah, a good start already. And finally, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. But for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But you don't have to do anything, just watching is great. Maybe leaving a comment or a thumbs up, it is much appreciated as well. And I know that there are donations and have been donations tonight already, and I do address every single one that I get. Starting with right at the end of the last live stream, we had, and the likeometer just disappears because now I've had to go to the super chat window rather than the settings window. So anyway, at the end of the last live stream, there was a donation from Diamond Girl 1234, and that's the username, Diamond Girl 1234, but I think a lot of people, regular viewers, will know Diamond Girl's username without the numbers afterwards. But there was a donation of $2, so thank you for that. And the message was, thank you and glad you are back. So yeah, thank you for that donation. I'm just making sure that wasn't, I mean, I think it was at the end of the last live stream. It wasn't 2 live streams ago, but it's just because that was the second one where we'd been back, and now we're back into the groove. So we will jump into the super chat window as well for tonight. There's been a donation from Paul, who's donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, just dropping by to say howdy to all y'all. Catch up crew for me tonight. Have fun tonight. Peace, love and rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And Jennifer has donated $5 as well. So thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, dumb question. Was there a certain person or thing you were thinking of when you wrote Amelia? Such a pretty song. Thanks. Let me just skip that advert. Right. No. What needed to happen was all of the chords were all kind of written, and yeah, it was a different kind of intro. I didn't want to have like a heavy guitar riff or anything like that, even though it then progresses into something that's got lots of guitar playing in it. But with the song, I had all the chords and the melody, everything put together, but I didn't have the lyrics yet. And I knew what I wanted it to kind of be about, not that it was based on a real personal or real life situation. I wanted to have something in the chorus, and the melody that I had written out had been very, I don't know, it's very strict with the na 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 na. I wanted to have that kind of step to it. So it meant that because of the, I don't know, the syllables or the cadence of that, I needed a name that would fit in that. And Amelia just had the right amount of syllables for that. I'm sure there are other names that would have fitted as well, but I guess that's the first one that I came across because it began with an A. So that was just the first port of call. I thought, yeah, that'll do. So that's why it was Amelia. So that it wasn't very deep, or I think it was probably more scientific than emotional, just trying to find something that fitted. So there you go. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And Veronica's donated 15 Greek currency. So thank you for that. Greek, Israelian. It's definitely from Israel. It's not Greek. We're not quite going that far back. But thank you for that donation. And I have to try and remember what the name is. And I say this on every live stream, but I think it's because it's one of the only currencies that I've never heard of, and it's something that's a little bit different. So it's not a word that is in my normal vocabulary, so I have to try and learn it. But thank you for this. And the message is: I was exposed as a Whovian. Take the W. Any being with you, beautiful music, loving people is my safe place. So thank you for that, and I'm not really sure what that refers to, but thank you for that donation. Now the lycometer has been all messed up because of going to the donations window, now having to go back to the settings window. Right now we're in the settings, so it will show the likes of 217, which is great. So thank you guys for the thumbs up. That means that we are now looking for, 112 more people, and then we'll bust out the guitar and have a jam, fill the jam number 301. So thank you guys for all of the donations already. You don't have to donate, but they are very much appreciated. And I will just jump into the this is the PayPal window now, which I've thankfully managed to log into my email and see, and it's Fred who donated £17.37. So thank you for that, Fred. And the message with this is great videos. Thank you, Fred. So thank you, Fred, for that donation. And there's another one that came through from Chuck, and this was for £2. So thank you for that, Chuck. And then Tammy donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is: hi Phil, Winger, Barbara M's birthday is tomorrow. Please wish her a happy birthday. Thank you. So thank you for that. And yes, happy birthday. I hope, Barbara, you have a fantastic day. And everybody in the live chat room, say a very happy birthday to Barbara. And that'll be, technically it's not tomorrow here yet, but it'll be tomorrow here very soon, in 39 minutes. But I hope you have a great day, and everybody, I'm sure, wishes the same for you in the live chat room as well. So we are now up to date over in the PayPal window, which is great. And let me just get that set up. Right, now on the channel, the last video that we did was, I'm excluding Authentic Vocal, the other channel, because technically it was a Sting that we were looking at. But on Sunday, we had a look at the classic Michael Jackson performance of Billie Jean. And it was an interesting one because we were asking some questions, or should I say I was asking some questions, but also bringing in other performances that were technically doing exactly the same thing. And it is interesting because in the comment section we do get lots of people commenting about just different aspects of the performances, and some people saying, it was different because of the way that Michael danced and put on a show. And then I saw another person saying that, why is he holding a microphone? Because holding a microphone is then trying to mislead people. If everyone already accepts that it's just going to be him dancing to the song, then why the need to hold a microphone? Because that's then, I guess, highlighting, or maybe trying to put more focus on the vocal being live, or maybe, I don't know, getting people to think that it is a live vocal. We've also had some people that said, thank you for doing the video, because some people still claim that it's a live vocal. I'm not sure there can be many of those unless they're, Michael Jackson fans that, I don't know, can't tell. I mean, if you are a die-hard Michael Jackson fan, then you should really be able to hear that it's exactly the same version as the studio release, that there's no difference between the two. So anyway, that's why we got the pitch monitoring software on screen, and it was interesting that things didn't match up initially because of tape, and the speeding up and the slowing down of tape, even though the lines did match up. One was just running a little bit faster, the live performance was running a bit faster. So anyway, back to the point of that discussion. I mean, some people, there's one person that said my video, this is probably a bit of a troll corner thing, but said that my video was pointless because I was just highlighting the elephant in the room and then explaining the elephant in the room or something. And I think they totally missed the point of the video. And for the people that were saying that it's totally different to the other performances that I was comparing them to, I did say in my video that I'm not comparing one artist with another artist. I'm comparing the performances from the lip syncing or miming perspective, because when you then consider that, they are absolutely the same. And I don't think there's any argument against that when you're pretending to sing and somebody else is pretending to sing and they're just miming, lip syncing along to their studio release, those things are exactly the same. And those are the same regardless of then what else is happening on stage. If somebody's dancing and entertaining and another person isn't as entertaining when they perform, it's still the same thing from an audio perspective. And this is why in that video I do say for people to try to imagine what effect a failure would have had on that performance. Would it still be referred to as his breakthrough performance? I think that's pretty much what it was widely reported on as being. Would it be a breakthrough performance if the audio, if the backing track had failed, if it had maybe chewed up the tape, and now everyone really knows? I know that a lot of people said in the comment section, oh, everybody knows that this wasn't a live vocal, and everybody knew at the time. But then you get somebody else replying instantly saying, I didn't know it was a live vocal, and some people even, I didn't know it was a pre-recorded vocal, and some people said, I thought it was a live vocal, and I still thought it was a live vocal until this video. So there are a lot of people that didn't realise it's just dancing. It's just the entertainment side is what it's all about. But then so from the audio perspective, it is the same as the other performances. Would it have been a breakthrough performance if the tape had been chewed up? And this is where I leave it to everybody to decide for themselves. But in my own personal opinion, which I mentioned in the video, I don't think there's any way that it would have been seen the same way. And I don't think it would have been a breakthrough performance. I think if anything, it's going to be seen in a worse light, because people, there's one thing for leaving it up to people to decide whether it's a live vocal or not, and some people assume that it is, and like the person who only just found out with my video that it wasn't a live vocal. You can let people assume and they make up their own mind, but then there's a big difference between that and then literally showing everybody beyond any doubt that it's not live, because then you hear the tape being chewed up, and then it's going to be a little bit awkward after that. I don't know how you would recover from that, and that's why I think it wouldn't be referred to as his breakthrough performance. If anything, it'll be highlighted as one of those performances that might be a little bit embarrassing, or something that people refer to back to quite a lot, but not necessarily in a positive way. So it was one of those videos that is interesting to do, and to try and get a parallel between a lip synced performance that was very, very popular, and the artist then did very well after that, and then take another one where it was kind of exposed, even with that Ashlee Simpson one, having a news team reporting on it and having it as one of their main stories, and very much reporting on it in a way that, like I said, it would be looked on unfavorably if it happened to Michael, but then doing the same for another artist to show the difference between those two. So yeah, for that particular performance, I think then Ashlee Simpson's career definitely did go on a downward trajectory because of that. And it's hard to imagine that happening, especially in those days and before that with Michael Jackson, and getting a really positive reaction to something like that. So yeah, that was the point of the video, and it is very much trying to bring objectivity into the spotlight, because fans of the band or artist who might have been miming or lip syncing, miming or lip syncing, the fans of that particular artist will always say, oh yeah, but this and but that, and the artist's ability, singing ability, and we know that with Michael Jackson, his ability for entertaining people as well, and songwriting, and the things that he could do that other artists couldn't do. But all of those things are separate to the live performance and the lip syncing thing. So you've got to really put that to one side and analyze, right, what if that had gone wrong? Is it the same as these other performances that went wrong? And I thought it was an interesting point of discussion, but you can check out that video. It's on the channel. I did that one on Sunday, and there's going to be another video tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, so look out for that one. And Melody Rock says, Phil, I think Michael would have just sang it live and kept on dancing if there was a glitch. So thank you for that. So let's take that scenario. The tape has been chewed up, so you hear it all get chewed up and then it goes to silence. The microphone is not on. Well, it might have been on. Most likely it's not on because he doesn't want his breathing going into the microphone, but they might have muted that. So let's just say that the microphone was on. Now there's no backing, and there's no band there because they've, in order to do it fully live, you would need a lot of musicians to be able to pull that off, but there weren't any. So it means that Michael would now be singing a cappella and he would be dancing. Now try and imagine what that would look like with all of his hee-hees and his chamois, doing all of that without any backing music and the heavy breathing of doing the dancing. Or would he just not now do the dancing and focus on just singing with nothing in the background? And I think, if you imagine that is still going to be, I think, a downward turn in terms of the entertainment and the spectacle of that performance, because it's now a guy standing on stage singing with no backing, or it's somebody singing with no backing and trying to dance. Therefore you hear a lot of breathiness going on. I think that would only negatively affect the performance. So let's now say that the microphone was off, so it's gone to silence, and now his mic isn't on anyway. So there's no route back from that. Or maybe he would choose to sing it anyway without the mic, so that the TV audience wouldn't be able to hear it, and maybe just the people in the front row would be able to hear him singing. And would he do the dancing? I don't know. I feel like the moonwalk, if he was singing with no backing and maybe without a microphone, or even if the microphone was on, if he was doing the moonwalk to his own singing and no backing, I don't know, I feel like it would almost be a bit comedic if he would have just continued with that. I can't see how he would have continued that performance, because there was going to be no backing. Because it's not as if he could pick up a guitar and start playing and singing as well, because he didn't do that anyway, but the instrument wasn't available, and so I can only see it going downwards in terms of the spectacle, rather than it being seen as exactly the same breakthrough performance. So yeah, again, lots of scenarios to think through, but it's the same as the Ashlee Simpson thing. She left the stage, and the interesting thing in that particular case was the band kept on playing. So she actually had the option, if she wanted to, whether the mic was on or not, who knows, but she would have had the option to try and sing along with it. But the whole point that the lip syncing was decided was because her voice was hoarse, or she couldn't talk, or had a cold or something. So that's why it was changed at the last minute in order to then do a lip sync performance. So yeah, Michael wouldn't have had that luxury of having a band behind him. They just press play, and that really, they press play, and then the people backstage, or all of the sound guys, and Michael himself would have been crossing his fingers, hoping that this works, so that there aren't any issues. And yeah, thankfully for him, there weren't any issues. So anyway, interesting one to chat about, and in order to be objective, you've got to think about these things and compare one performance with the next, and yeah, you can make up your own mind of whether it would positively affect a performance or negatively. I think it can only have a negative effect. So yeah, anyway, now we are at 268 likes so far. So thank you guys. I think the thumbs up. We're aiming for 330 tonight, which means we're looking for 62. That's what my brain has thrown out there. So 62 likes. If you could hit that thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. Melody Rock says he was also really good at singing percussion instruments. Maybe he could have improvised. So yeah, again, same thing. Is somebody now making percussive noises the same as having a full backing track and doing dancing? Is he now going to just be dancing, doing his percussive sounds with his mouth? I still think that won't be as impressive as having the full song and all that going on. So yeah, I think it would have been a very difficult situation to try and save. And I only think that, all I'm saying is, I don't think it would have been referred to as his breakthrough performance. It would have been seen, as a performance where he had a lot of issues and then did his best to try and kind of work his way through it. So, right. Diamond Girl says, Mr. Impartiality right. It's gone through the top of the screen, but thank you for that. I can see. Let me just click on. I have to get rid of the likes goal again because I've got rid of the likes goal. The likeometer is what I should have been getting rid of, just to check everything. And there was another donation, and it's Veronica again, so thank you for that. And the message was Whovian equals Doctor Who superfan. So thank you for that. And yeah, I don't watch Doctor Who, so that's why I didn't know what that was all about. But I have heard that it's very popular. I know that a lot of people do watch Doctor Who, and yeah, there are super fans who are really into it. But yeah, I guess the only Doctor Who shows that I used to watch were probably when I was, 10 or 11, something like that. So yeah, the effects weren't particularly good, but of course when you're a kid you don't really notice that kind of stuff. And I still found it quite, disturbing with some of the with some of the enemies that he had. I don't think the Daleks were too bad, even though the voices were, maybe a little unsettling for maybe like an 11-year-old. But the other things that they had were like these robots, and I don't know what they were called, but there's a particular episode that stuck with me. I think it was the robots that were trying to get Doctor Who. So but that was many years ago. Well, yeah, that's like 30 years ago. So that actually 30 plus years ago that I was looking at those Doctor Who shows. the very old ones. But now I know that they've changed the way that they do the effects. Obviously, it's all going to be CGI and a lot more impressive than the things that I had in my day. But I think even back in the day, it was convincing. And it's actually like when you're watching the old movies and the really cool movies, and I still think like Jurassic Park, for example, has good CGI in it, considering how long ago it was. And now when you look at movies, CGI has come a long way, but I think in some movies you can still tell that they've gone for CGI for that particular scene, or for the whole movie, whereas back in the day, like with Indiana Jones, for example, it was just really stunt heavy. They just did so many stunts and everything was real, and it was just obviously a lot more believable, and you don't get that switch in your head where you're watching something and you know that it's CGI. And it's the same thing for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and those movies, where with Lord of the Rings, I think those movies, because they did so much on such a huge scale, and that they had so many extras that were made up, so that I know that there was CGI in there. Of course there had to be, but it meant that, say that you're looking at a lot of people at one time, or a lot of orcs or urukai or whatever they may be. You've got maybe the first, 100 people that have all been made up, and they've all had makeup on it, and it looks really impressive because you can tell that these are actual people, or monsters, and it's very convincing. And then the CGI then comes in behind that, and then they're making obviously those 100 people into like 400 people, then into 1,000 people, and then into thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So it all works together. The way that the CGI has been blended into all of those real effects, and all of the stunt work as well. So I think it's a lot better when it leans more on the side of doing stunt work and doing things for real, and spending more time on makeup and getting extras and all that stuff, rather than offloading it all to CGI. But of course I know that movies are made on a budget, and sometimes you have to put more into CGI than you would like to, or maybe even have to make that decision to just go fully over that way. So anything that's on a kind of grand scale, then just doing it all with CGI. But anyway, that's the CGI movie talk for tonight. I am a fan of the old school movies where you can tell that they're doing it all, and it's very impressive. And the other thing, you think, well, there must be a lot of stunt men and stunt women who then miss out on getting employed because they're now using CGI. But one person that definitely doesn't do all of that stuff is Tom Cruise, because he seems like he just does everything and is a little bit crazy. I think he's probably more like a stuntman than a leading role figure in a movie, but he does all the stunts as well. So it's massively impressive to see some of the stuff that he's done and is kind of still doing. I think the last Mission Impossible movie was out recently, and still doing his own stuff, and jumping out of planes, hanging on to planes, flying planes. That's the other thing, the whole Top Gun thing. I guess that's what being a method actor is all about, is that you're playing a jet fighter pilot. So, and the guy who's actually doing the acting is a jet fighter pilot. So very convincing, and I think that is going the extra mile. That Tom Cruise has taken all of that on, and obviously he's had to. It's obviously one of his passions of flying and getting the license to be able to do that, and everything else that he does, and hanging off buildings. And I remember there's a a story in the news when he was doing one of the Mission Impossible movies, and he was jumping in London from one building to another building, and he landed actually kind of on the side of the building, and he kind of broke his ankle or something, and then he had to kind of limp on, and he finished the scene and then limped kind of off camera. And I think that's still the one that they used in the movie, where he's actually kind of breaking his ankle and doing himself in. He might have broken his foot. He definitely broke something. So yeah, when he was then kind of hobbling in the movie, well, that's because I mean, first of all, just continuing is amazing, but then you realize, that's where he did himself some damage. So I've said in other live streams about 80s movies and remakes, and we'll have to see. I think I heard a rumor about a Harry Potter remake, whether they're going to do those again. But I don't know. I think, well, I guess it's going to be an exercise in making money, but I thought, well, what would be the point in doing all of those again when they've already been done once? It's the same as maybe Lord of the Rings. Imagine somebody else now wants to do Lord of the Rings again. You think, what? Maybe this is something that's going to happen until the end of time. We're just getting the same movies that every kind of 20, 30, 40 years they get made again. And then you have to wait another 20, 30, 40 years, and then they make another version of it, then make another version of it, make another version of it. So we'll have to see what happens, but we will see. Kevin says yes. Tay did use the screen. I don't know whether that's talking about maybe CGI. And this is the other technology that's advanced. Is you used to have green screen and then blue screen, and now, on everybody's got this now. You can just do an internet call and it can take out the background for you, which you used to have a blue screen or a green screen in order to do that. And then doing it in real time is something that generally would only be possible in TV studios, for like doing the weather, for example. But now everyone can do that live. You can remove the background. So a lot of stuff now is so accessible to everyone, and how technology just moves on so quickly. And with CGI, they would have similar thing, blue screen and green screen. Like if you've seen any of the backstage footage or behind the scenes of like the Avenger movies, not that I've seen all of them or know which one's which, but you can see that they build their set, and then it's just in a massive blue like hangar. So it's just all blue, and that's a blue screen. So everything else apart from the actors standing on maybe a road, all the rest of it is CGI. So all they've had to do is kind of build a road or something that looks like a road, and then they stand on it. So now what they have is they have screens that actually do show the imagery behind the actor, so it's no longer being put in post-production. It's something that's put in live. And I saw an example of it where the actor was lying on her front, but it was being shot horizontally to make it look like she was hanging from a cliff. And in the background, on the big screen, it had just the cliff there and the trees underneath, and it was all absolutely real. So when the camera was shooting it, there's no way that you could tell that it wasn't real, because it was actually real, but you don't know that you're looking at a screen that's projecting the actual image. So it's all done in real time now. But I think those studios are maybe few and far between, but that's the next stage of actually making what you're shooting happen. And then it must take out so much post-editing and really annoying things. I remember that there was, in one of the movies, the Superman actor, Henry Cavill or something, maybe that's his name, he was doing another film, maybe the Mission Impossible film, where he had a moustache. And because he couldn't shave off his moustache because he's doing the other film, they CGI'd it out. So imagine that. Your job isn't making a huge explosion or making, something like Superman fly through the air or catch a bullet in his hand. Your CGI job is to get rid of a moustache. So that's what happened. Quite entertaining. The kinds of things that go on. But anyway, yeah, I found that quite entertaining. So anyway, Jennifer donated $5 again. Thank you for that, and said, Phil sent in an earlier question. You missed it, and I paid for it. Can you check? So I'm just going to scroll up because this. Yeah, I did answer that question, asking about Amelia, and then I explained about how I had the melody, and it was a name that I needed to fit with that particular melody and cadence. And yeah, I was talking about that for quite a long time. So if you are referring to that one, that's the only one that I can see, and there's nothing in PayPal. So yes, I have addressed that, but thank you again for that donation. But yes, I didn't miss that earlier question. But Diamond Girl has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, you are Mr. Impartiality. You treat all artists the same when you analyze them. So thank you for that. Yeah, I'm sure that some people maybe don't think that, but I mean, my defense is that yeah, I am doing the same thing in every single video, and I think for a lot of die-hard fans of particular bands or artists, it is very difficult for them to put their feelings and emotions to the side and just see something for what it is. But I've said in many videos, it's always going to be that conflict of emotion when I'm pointing out something, and they can see that a lot of people are watching my videos, and I'm pointing out something that they think maybe, I don't know, draws their artist or their favourite artist in a bad light. But whether they think that or not, it still doesn't change the fact of what's being presented. So obviously that's a subjective feeling that they have, and it's only natural, especially if you have thought that something is true, or something that the artist did was totally live, and maybe even you've defended that point to other people on the internet. So then to find out that you might be wrong and might have been arguing the point from an incorrect position, it's very difficult to deal with. But there are some people that say, oh, I thought that this was live, but it's interesting to find out that it was lip synced or mimed, or that goes for lots of videos that I've looked at where there's been a question mark about it. So talking about question marks about performances, you'll have to look out for tomorrow night's video, because that is going to be a very interesting one. Lots of conflicting reports about what was happening in the performance that we're going to be looking at tomorrow night. So yeah, look out for that one. Because I always find these ones interesting where people have lots of different points of view, because I'll be going through every single one and explaining why the performance is the way that it is, and what it actually was, and just eliminating each particular theory. But it's great when we get different theories in the comments section, because it will only ever, because you then test that theory, and it only ever brings you to the truth. It either uncovers something about a performance, but I think in the history of the channel that I've had, whenever people have come up with theories about particular performances, I do the analysis video and we present the objective facts about the performance, and then there might be other people that then leave comments, and then we do a bit of an update for that particular video, and again we test it now with this new theory, and it's only ever backed up the original result that we had, the fact that we found. So it's always interesting to get everybody's point of view on it, because that's how you do get to the truth, because you just eliminate all of these different theories based on objective data, which is I guess that's the main point of it, and that's why you always will get to the objective truth is because you are dealing with data, and the data never lies. It will just tell you what it is. So yeah, right now we are 53 minutes past 11. So we are going to be looking at the top of the live chat room. I can see that for the cover video vote, which I haven't even mentioned yet, it is between Miles Away, The Winger Classic, and To Be With You. So yeah, and that's Mr. Big, if you don't know. So the Mr. Big Classic, and it looks like To Be With You has 52% of the vote at the moment, and I think we're probably going to be bringing things to a close relatively soon. Right, I am going to be having a look into the stream settings to see where we're at with the likeometer, and it looks like we're looking for 4 more people to hit the thumbs up, 3 more people to hit the thumbs up, to then bust out the guitar and have a jam at the end of the live stream. So we will see, and yeah, that is approaching soon. We will maybe bring this to a close, that vote at the top of the live chat room. We will see. It was To Be With You that has 52% of the vote, and we're looking for 1 more person to click that thumbs up, and 7 people did it at the same time. So thank you guys for the thumbs up. We are going to bust out the guitar and have Phil Jam number 301. But yeah, without further ado, we will jump into the cover video that was voted for tonight in the live chat room by you guys, and also requested over on Patreon. So thank you guys for requesting different cover videos for all of the live streams and giving us something to choose between and to vote on. But I hope you guys enjoy. This is my version of the Mr. Big Classic, and I'll catch you guys after. Rock!
Hold on, little girl, show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl, a broken heart can't be that bad when it's through, it's through. Love will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of waiting on the line, just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about little boys that talk too much? And I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained out. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to hold you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line, waiting on the line, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone?
And there we have it. That was my version of To Be With You. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Now, this is something weird that has happened on YouTube in the super chat window, because Jennifer donated $5 and said, Phil, I asked about why so many artists decorate their guitars and who does the artwork on them. Would you ever do yours? So yeah, thank you for that. And I don't know why. I don't know whether people can see this in the super chat window, but in my window it's not showing up that particular question. But when I go to my channel and click on super chat and stickers activity, then I can now see the comment and the donation. So yeah, thank you for that. But on here it says it happened before I don't know why this has been removed. Maybe it's been accidentally removed, or it's just kind of disappeared. So yeah, Jennifer had 2 donations in a row, but on my screen it goes from Paul to Jennifer and then Veronica. That's that other donation, and the question isn't in there. So anyway, to answer the question that happened in that donation that we can't see, yeah, you have some guitarists who might decorate their guitars when they're not very well known, and they put stickers on it and all that kind of stuff and maybe color it in, and don't do a professional job with it. You then might have artists who do a professional job. They might do that themselves if they are into art and design and know how to do it themselves. You then get the other case of having custom made guitars, which is you will go to people to do that so that they do it for you. And I mean, me doing something on my own guitars is not something that I would consider doing. If I were to do it, I'm not that way inclined. I don't really think, oh, I want to have this on my guitar or that on my guitar. But if I were to have something done, I would give it to somebody to do for me rather than me trying to do it myself. And but it's going to be a very long process as well, depending on how much work you want done on it. But it might be the case that you have to deconstruct the guitar in order to get all the parts painted or sprayed, whatever designs you want. And then you've got signature model guitars as well, which again, that's something that I guess the guitarist themselves who's having the signature model made will have an idea of how they want it to look, but probably they have more of an idea of the specifications of how they want it made and the different materials that they want, and how many pickups they want, and which kinds of pickups, and the wood that it's made out of, and all these different choices as to how it's going to make it more playable, the tone of it and the overall sound. But that they might also have ideas for the design that they want, and they'll maybe come up with it all themselves or throw ideas at the company who are making it, or whichever brand it might be, whichever company making this guitar. So not something that I've considered doing, or I wouldn't do it myself. If I were to do it, I'd give it to somebody else. But so there's lots of different reasons why people have different guitars, but I'd say more often than not you're going to be looking at signature models that have a slightly different design to them, or maybe somebody that's just really into it and they've had their guitar designed the way that they want to have it, or have gone to a company and said, look, this is what I want, and paid for it to be made. But anyway, thank you for that donation that for whatever reason just isn't showing up. So right, let's get rid of that, and I am going to be just quickly looking on my laptop to see how long the backing track is for tonight. Phil Jam number 301. It is going to be 6 minutes and 54 seconds. So that's going to take us pretty much to 10 past midnight. So it means that we will still be in time for the end of the live stream. Veronica donated again. Thank you for that. And the message was, when I was 15, Nuno Betancourt signed my guitar. So thank you for that. Yeah, Nuno is just an amazing player. And at NAMM this year, Jeff Scott Soto is a friend of the channel, and I feel lucky to call him a friend of mine. We contact each other and chat about different things. Sometimes he'll watch one of my videos, then we start talking about it, talk about many different things about the music industry. But Jeff was performing with Nuno, and that was the kind of the jam at the end of the day, where loads of great players get up on stage, and Jeff was supplying vocals, and that must have been great to have seen but be a part of as well, and just to have that celebration of music. So that's great to see. And Jeff regularly uploads to his Instagram account, so I could check out all the pictures that he's taken with anybody and everybody there. So it's great. I mean, Jeff has worked with so many people over the years that he's always bumping into people that he knows or has worked with in some kind of way. Marla says, you go to NAMM, Phil? So no, I've never been to NAMM. I've seen a lot about it and know people that do go, and I know that Taj, for example, he's a regular. Taj Farrant, he's a regular there, and he's been working on his own I think it's his own amp that he was kind of showing off there. So it's great because I've known Taj for a long time. I think I maybe first featured him on the channel when he was 9, something like that. So now he's very much just moving forward and playing live and just doing what he does. So it's all great to see. And again, I see that on Instagram and try to keep up as much as I can. But again, I'm here in the UK, so it means that kind of going to different events, if they are in the USA or any other countries, it's going to be quite a long journey for me to make it there. And I think it would have to be something that I'd at least been invited to go to, rather than just turning up on the off chance. I mean, it would be cool because I know that there would be a lot of people there that I know that have either spoken with on the channel here or spoken with kind of behind the scenes and might have emailed me about particular things that I do on the channel. So it would be cool to go at some point in the future. I'm never ruling that out, but at the moment I'm just focusing on everything here and making sure I get everything done that I need to. So I am now going to be jumping into Phil Jam number 301. Right, let's turn on that, which I don't know whether I turn on that mic at the beginning of the live stream so that I don't forget, but thankfully I've remembered to turn it on now. Right, let me get over here. So again, listening to this through laptop speakers, so we'll see whether it's going to be clear or not for me to hear, but hopefully it'll be clear for you guys to hear, because that's all that matters. Right, let's see this. Right, we are looking at epic 80s hard rock guitar backing track in D major, and this is coming from Jam Tracks for Days. So if you guys want to check it out independently, then you can do. And right, let's zoom out, get the red dude involved. Where is he? There he is. Right, so that's that. That's that. Oh, what's the volume going to be like on this? Let me try and find that. Okay, right, we'll just give this a go. And as for levels, I can't really do too much about it because I'm listening to this through a laptop, so I'm not really getting a good representation of it.
Jam Tracks for Days.
Okay. Okay, I can see right at the end there something was happening. And it was just going to be the end of the track. So there we have it. That was epic 80s hard rock guitar backing track in D major. And that was from Jam Tracks for Days. So you guys can check that out if you want to independently. Thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. I am going to be back here with another video tomorrow night, of course. And going to be live streaming on Saturday night as well, and that's going to be 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time as always. So yeah, hopefully you guys can check out that live stream on Saturday. If you could join me again, that would be great, because we'll be aiming for another Phil Jam and Lights goal. I'm just having a little look into the super chat window, because Kyrie Son has donated $2. Thank you for that, and the message was one to keep, extra special. Thank you. So thank you for that. And let me just see where we were. Oh, 365 likes in the end. I can see there has been another donation that's just quickly popped in there. And Angela's donated $20. Thank you for that. And the message is for the tip jar and the harmonics demo. So yeah, thank you for that as well. Right. We're going to be calling things to a close. So thank you guys for joining me. And yeah, I will be here tomorrow night. All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!